Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming with more Plague Inc. Evolved custom scenarios. Let's continue working on some requests. I've got something called the Sutobic Plague. Don't know exactly what that's supposed to mean, but it has something to do with snakes, is what I got out of that. Where the heck are you? There it is, the Sutobic Plague. I'm sorry, I spelled it wrong. By Pravus. Allows you to create a plague that gives people snake-like attributes. Hope you enjoy. Ooh, this sounds like a lot of fun. You know, when I was a kid, I actually tried writing my own story, like a fantasy story, and I created a race of snake-like human beings called the Midacids. I don't even know why I called them that, but I did. Anyway, it's a prion. Catalytic switch, genetic mimic, oxide, extremophile, and transstasis all should be fine. Prions, of course, very slow to roll out their symptoms, so you gotta be careful about your timing. Welcome to the Sutobic Plague. Evolve your disease and create snake-human mutants. Almost. Where to start? Apparently in Afghanistan. It is arid and poor, no certain temperature, and is suburban. Suburban? There is no such thing as suburban in this game. You are either urban or rural, or none of the above, but it is never qualified as suburban specifically. Also, I don't really think of Afghanistan as suburban, but maybe I'm wrong on that point. I guess I don't know. Never been there, personally. Alright, we have livestock, rodents, birds, insects, blood, water, and air. Okay, very standard there. Symptoms, we have infected saliva. The saliva becomes infectious, increasing infectivity. That is what infectious means. Hair loss. Infected have lose their hair, basically. Increase in hair loss. I'm guessing this is going to eventually translate into growing scales or something. Memory loss, they forget things quickly, probably good for slowing down the cure. Scales, oh wait, okay, so wait, if I don't go for hair loss, can I have scales and hair? Because that just sounds terrifying. Scales grow on the infected, making them more sensible to sunlight. More sensible. Okay, are we going to become cold-blooded? That might be what happens. Increased eyesight and an unnatural diet. Infected are tempted to eat eggs and small animals. I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure most people eat eggs anyway, but probably not in the way that you're thinking. Like the whole swallow the whole eggshell and then spit it out kind of a thing. Isn't that what there are some snakes that do that. They have like little spines or needles in their throat, right? They eat the egg, swallow it, poke it, it drains all the yolk and juices out, and then they like kind of spit out the dried shell. Really gross when you think about it. Abilities, we have our standard cold, heat, and drug resistance, as well as neural atrophy. Neural breakdown causes breakdown in concentration. Complex tasks become harder. We also have aerial snake catastrophe. A snake is hidden onto a plane and increases air transmission slightly. Oceanic snake catastrophe, slightly. And land snake catastrophe. They're all so cheap. I'm just going to go ahead and pick them all up. I mean, I feel like I might as well. Granted, I probably should go for some level of, like, real transmission first, but whatever. It's only on normal difficulty. I'm sure that it'll be completely fine. What was that about children not reading enough? Experts are concerned that children... You know, I would be concerned about that, too. I don't think that kids are reading nearly enough. Let's go for blood transmission. Afghanistan is considered to be poor. So is Pakistan, though. So we should be able to spread rather rapidly in these regions. Let's go for some air transmission as well, since we are arid, so I want to spread a little bit faster, head towards Saudi Arabia. Livestock won't do me an immediate good, but it would be nice to have eventually. Probably should go ahead and grab the birds for the extra land transmission, and then we have bats. Bats can carry the plague. Oh, you bats, you. Why is it every time I turn around I find out that someone was eating a bat, or a bat bit someone, or some bat guano got someone infected? It seems like bats are the problem species these days in the world. Infected saliva. Oh, good. What else we want to get? We have misshaped tongue. I'm guessing it's going to become fork-shaped eventually. A natural diet for severity won't do me a lot of good right now. Scales won't do me a lot of good. Hair loss, no. Memory loss, no. So I guess misshaped tongue is fine. A little bit more severity is fine, but mostly I wanted that infectivity. And that leads into skull fractures. Infected skull can be fractured extremely easily. Well, that's gross. We just get fragile heads? Don't drop that, baby. New minor disease has been found. All the people of Afghanistan spontaneously developed weird tongues, and it freaked the whole world out. Let's go for some water transmission. Are we even in India? We're not in India, surprisingly. Kind of figure we get in there a little bit faster than this. I've never started in Afghanistan before, so this is a very different spread pattern than I am used to. We are in Korea, before India, weirdly enough, and we're in Panama, before India, weirdly enough. I'm not sure how to feel about this. Increased eyesight. Okay. So they can just see further. Do snakes have really good eyesight? I never think of snakes having really good eyesight, but maybe they do. Maybe it's solid. I have no clue. Rodents... Probably should go for the insects for the extra hot transmission. There we go. Now we're getting into places like India, Southeast Asia, etc. Okay, so I'm just trying to get a little bit better spread in some of the areas where I am currently infecting. Very high levels of bird migration. Well, that's excellent. That means lots and lots of land transmission for me. Let's go for some more air transmission. Seems like we're getting on boats pretty frequently here, despite the fact that those abilities were only supposed to give me a minor increase. Seems fine. Let's go for some cold resistance. I probably want to get into drug resistance now that we are getting into wealthier territory. It's going to take me, what, 12, 13 DNA now? Ah, 15. I'm sorry. That's way more than I thought. Okay, well, that's fine. Bats? It's a little expensive. I think I'm going to go for the water, which is even more infective for the same cost. And then extreme bioaerosol is certainly an option, but yeah, let's just try to spread in those wet regions a little bit. Okay, getting plenty of DNA now. We have a good amount of severity, but we could certainly use some more. Motion sickness. They get dizzy quicker than quicker than normal. Night vision. See in the dark. Well, that seems pretty handy. Let's go for the unnatural diet that leads to food saver. They eat 1 meal a day. Okay. Scales, I think they'll be way more severe, honestly. Scales seem like they stand out a bit, but that's just me, I guess. So no extra infectivity coming out of the symptoms, which means I'm not sure how much of a priority it is. Let's go for some extreme bioaerosol and some world transmission via livestock so I can try to spread faster in places like Russia and get into Greenland. Hair loss did mutate for free. All right, that's probably okay. We've got a good amount of severity, so I am getting a pretty good amount of DNA as time goes on here. I'm going to go for some extra cold resistance. We are spreading very rapidly in Russia all of a sudden. Holy crud. The heck happened there? And no one has shut down their ports yet, so I feel like we're doing great. Let's go for some more drug resistance. And then, dare I go for the bats? I think I go for more birds just because we had that event. There's the extreme bird migration event. There we go. Land transmission should be going through the frickin' roof. What are we missing? I think New Zealand, Iceland, and Madagascar? And the Caribbean. Yep, those are the 4 islands we are currently missing. Okay, so we need to get a little bit more infectivity in places like the USA. We did get into Iceland, so now we're waiting on New Zealand, but I think there's plenty of airports that are infected that can get me there. So yeah, it's going to come down to the Caribbean, ultimately. And that means the USA needs to get infected a heck of a lot faster. Rodents will help with that with the urban transmission. Then we're going to go for baldness. Let's go for skull reformation and baldness. Then we have headache and cranium pain. Okay. Motion sickness. I think I'm going to go for night vision. That leads to slim body size. Infected humans gain immensely slim body size. I don't think of immense and then slim in the same sentence. Immensely slim. I get what they're going for. I'm questioning whether that actually is the right way to say it, but it's probably fine. Skull fractures, then chest pain. Infected experience serious chest pain, and it is extremely lethal. Good, I want more DNA, since we've almost finished affecting everybody. Venomous body fluids. Bodily fluids if infected can become venomous and potentially kill anyone with it inside them. Go for the headache and cranium pain that leads to heart failure. I'm just looking to see what my options are here. Brain cell loss, slow down the cure, that seems fine. We'll just do that with memory loss as well. Just make it a little bit easier for me to make sure that that cure does not become a problem. We have gotten into every country. Nope, we have not. New Zealand is still holding out on me. There it goes. All right, fear is slowing down the economy. Yep, that is how that works, as we are seeing right now in the real world. Internal muscle pain. Sure. I was wondering if we'd be able to actually turn people into snakes, but it looks to me like we're just going to kill them in snake-like fashion, which I guess is fine. I'm going to go for the neural atrophy and just kind of buy down some of the cure progress, but at this point, it's going to take a little time for the lethality to really roll out, but let's just slow down that cure and get as much score as we can out of this. We do have neural atrophy level 2. Apparently, I have extra DNA coming from the blue bubbles. I don't remember picking that up, but I guess that I did. Catalytic switch. Yeah, I mean, that's perfectly fine to do. Nothing wrong with that. Venomous body fluids. How are we doing in Canada? Apparently, the Canadians are resistant to turning into snake people. I don't think that's very inclusive of them, personally. But okay. Yeah, we are not killing very quickly at all, and this cure is rapidly becoming a problem. More neural atrophy could be good, but I think I'm going to go for a genetic reshuffle and buy it back a little bit. What is this? Venomous eruption. Venom combines with pathogen, increasing lethality and work needed to develop a cure. Well, that's helpful for me. Yes, I like this idea. It's extra lethality and it slows down the cure. It's the best of both worlds. It didn't set it back too much, to be honest. That lethality is taking a much longer time to ramp up than I thought. It's been a while since I played with a Prion, admittedly. But yes, this is rapidly becoming a problem. Come on, give me some freaking DNA. Kill! Kill faster! Why is it taking you all so long? I need 32 DNA points to set it back any further. That's not cheap, is it? But we're gonna have to save up for it. Getting close. There it is. Buy it down. Sets us back down to 81%. Buys me some much-needed time. The U.S. president has taken ill. He's turning into a snake. Or something. He's vomiting up venom everywhere, I guess. It's gross. It's very gross. The whole world gasps in horror. Alright, internal muscle pain. Let's buy down the genetic reshuffle once more. That sets us back down to 81%. But at this point, we should have destroyed a lot of the cure progress. Or at least a lot of the potential cure contributions. Canada is the only country that is not fully infected, and they are not infecting very quickly. We are killing too fast with them all of a sudden. Okay, wait a minute. What can we do? I need bats, and I need livestock. I need things that give me more infectivity and rapidly. We're killing too quickly. I'm going to have to devolve things in a minute. More rodents, that leads to extreme zoonosis. Yeah, still not doing great there. Okay, we're gonna have to devolve and rapidly. Let's get rid of the heart failure and the chest pain and the venomous body fluids and the internal muscle pain. We might evolve some of this stuff back on its own in a little bit, but yeah, we are still killing faster than they can infect. For some reason, Canada is having a very, very difficult time. And I have to think that part of that is because we just don't have enough cold resistance. I kind of figured that the 2 drug resistance and cold resistance would be enough. It usually is, but in this case it's not. And that would mean that I really need to save up these points from the blue cure progress and try to go for some extreme weather resistance. But that's all being done while we are hovering right at 91% cure progress. Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. If I can get up to the environmental hardening, 45 DNA, though. Yikes. I didn't play this on a harder difficulty by accident, did I? As long as we keep people here, we might have a chance at eventually picking this up, but 45 DNA while they're still working on that cure? I mean, it's basically only Canada contributing at this point, mostly. Most other people are just dead. Huh. Alright, well, I mean, gotta do what you gotta do. The important thing is we're not killing fast enough that we have lost our infection in Canada. That's a crucial detail, and I'm very glad that I got this catalytic switch, because otherwise we'd have lost already. I've almost got the 45 DNA I need for the environmental hardening. There it is. Alright, let's see if this makes a difference. Nope! Okay, well, starting to feel like a bit of a loss here for me. If we can get up to extreme zoonosis. I mean, anything that gets me more infectivity is kind of imperative here. I mean, can I devolve something else? The headache and cranium pain? The skull fractures? Sure, we'll refund that and get the extreme zoonosis. No, I think we may have lost our critical mass here for some reason. It's just not enough. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and give this a restart. Not that I don't think I could technically pull this out. It'd be very, very close, but it's also not worth sitting here for the next 20 minutes praying that this works. So let's just start over. There we go, that's looking a lot better. I think last time we just got very unlucky. Canada got infected a little bit too late and the timing was oh so slightly off. This time it's Angola that's giving me trouble, but with a little bit of heat resistance and some more transmissivity in things like bats and livestock, we should be just fine. Let's go ahead and buy back the genetic reshuffle. I can't really tell how much neural atrophy helped at all. Maybe it was good, maybe it's worse than genetic hardening, I really don't know for sure, but regardless, we should be okay now. I don't think we're going to kill too quickly. Where else are we missing? There's a few places left that aren't fully infected. There they are. All right, now everyone's going to die. All right, cool. Well, all in all, I think this is actually a very good scenario. Wait. There's a new thing. The infectious touch increases infectivity drastically and is fairly severe. That's a pretty good stat lineup right there. Didn't know that existed. Not even sure how I unlocked it, but okay. Well, either way, I think this is a pretty good scenario. It's fairly well balanced. It actually took me a couple of attempts trying to get the timing of that prion just right. Lots of customization going on in here. And yeah, it sticks to a theme and does it pretty well. This is the kind of thing where I'm talking about, like, I like it when people clearly put in a lot of effort into these scenarios. They put in a lot of extra customization. They know what vision they're going for. They stick to it. And then I'm pretty confident that the author here actually play tested a bit to make sure that this actually was a very well-balanced scenario, and you didn't have, like, let's say, too much air or water transmission, etc., etc. So, well freaking done, in my opinion. Well done. Let's just finish off the last stragglers, Just as a last kick while you're down, you're starting to have male pattern baldness. So sorry, but I'm not really, because you're all dead snake people now. Come on. Come on, last little bit. Just die. There we go. And the Sutobic plague has killed everybody on Earth. 77% cure progress is a little bit more than I normally would expect. But, you know, fighting the cure is a really big part of this scenario, so really trying to time out that prion and making sure you fight against it is important. That's probably why the author added in the neural atrophy the way that they did. And it certainly seems to be helpful, so good. Again, they created a scenario that has a challenge you have to overcome, but they gave you tools to do that. 780 days overall, 27,586 points, and of course only 1 star because it did take a bit longer than I would have expected, but I think that's partly because starting in Afghanistan is not the most accessible to things like airports and ports. It takes you a little bit of time to really get going. I think this is a very good scenario. Very well done. Absolutely send me any more if you do create more in the future. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, make sure you hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.